am so shocked to be talking about what we're going to talk about today. I mean, I'm really shocked. I knew Garrick Merrifield from Seeking Sister Wives. I knew he was an oddball. I knew he did not sit right with me, but he has been married to Danielle for quite some time now. He has dated several women, come close to marrying other women. So I am shocked to hear that he has been arrested on DV charges, allegedly DV charges. One thing that what we do know, he has a misdemeanor charge where he allegedly, well, we say allegedly in regards to it being Lorena, the victim, but he refused to allow someone to make a phone call. Word on the curb is that it was Lorena. So we're gonna go over everything. No, Gary definitely got the ick. I mean, it's in his name. Garrick. You know what I'm saying? He definitely got the ick. But I did not think that this was like I didn't think he was I'm just gonna be so honest with you guys. I didn't think Garrick would be abusive. Like, no, I definitely called him to be mentally, emotionally, but physically, I really didn't see that. I just felt like he was too much of like a deep, you know what I'm saying? Like to really, I don't know. So I was shocked when I found out yesterday that he had been arrested, and someone tagged me and was like, "Elle, did you see this? Garrett from Seeking Sister Wives has been arrested," and I was like, "What is going on?" I did not see it. So I immediately went to looking for information, right? I immediately went to see what I could find. I don't know why my and I started coming across not a lot of information, just that he was arrested, right? So here's everything that I came across yesterday. And then I'm gonna tell you guys what we do know. This is an open investigation. I did send in a FOIA. I heard back from them today. And basically, they told me we can't give you any information because this is an active investigation. Your CCJRA request is being denied on the grounds that this is a current active criminal case and your records that you have requested could potentially jeopardize an ongoing investigation and or subsequent prosecution. So that when I sent in the FOIA, that's what I got back today. So they can't really tell me anything. So this is what we know. Also, I called the detention center that housed Garrick for his one night in the slammer, and they told me the same thing. And I'm just going to put this out there, okay? My mom worked as a corrections officer, and it's a small detention center where I'm from. So corrections officers, they were the people that answer the phone as well. Anytime you call them to say, "Do y'all have so and so?" Like I don't know if there a time being where she couldn't give that information. Like, yes, we have them. What are their charges? These are their charges. I've called several places to verify if someone's been arrested, and I've never been told we cannot give you the information. This was the first time that's ever happened. I don't really know. Maybe it's because I'm trying to think because when Mike Gibson, the CEO behind Showroom Travel, who was arrested, you know, the guy that did the reality TV themed cruises, when I called about his, they gave me the charges over the phone and then directed me to where to send the FOIA. So it was really weird that, like, when I called and said, you know, what were his charges? They said that we did have him. He came in yesterday. He found it out today, but I cannot tell you his charges. I cannot disclose that information, is exactly what I was told. Maybe it's because it's TV related. However, I'm trying to think, have I ever I mean, the charges with um the guy with Showroom Travel, his were child abuse charges. His charges were like cruelty to children. You know what I'm saying? So I was shocked when I'm like, why can't they give me the information? And somebody commented on my TikTok saying that they were a bail bondsman. They're like, I'm a bail bondsman. The only people they can release the charges, that info to, is us. And I was like, not where I'm from. Like, I've actually never heard of that being the case. Where I'm from, you could call right now and be like, you know, if you know somebody is in the local detention center here, you can call and be like, "Do y'all have them?" They'll say yes. What is, you know, what's their charges? They'll tell you. Is their bond set? They'll tell you. So it's really, I don't know. I don't know. I guess that's, you know, I don't know why they couldn't give me the information, but whatever, whatever. Here is some of the information we were able to find. And then I'll tell you guys exactly what we know so far. So, Garrick Thomas Merrifield, here it was like his initial photo when he was first brought in, I guess. And it says age 42, white male, whatever. Garrick Merrifield from the reality TV show Seeking Sister Wife was recently arrested in November 2025. Reports indicate that he was released on the same date. He actually wasn't. He was arrested November 24th and he was released from November 25th. The incident took place on November 22nd. It says while the specific charges are not yet public um, are not yet publicly confirmed by official sources, social media discussions, and unverified reports suggest it may have been DV related, involving his wife, Lorena. Court records from the initial appearance note the use of a Portuguese interpreter, which is relevant as his wife, Lorena, is from Brazil. Now, what's so funny is because when I made my first TikTok, you guys, I was like, we don't really know exactly what happened, but there was a Portuguese interpreter, so I'm guessing it has something to do with Lorena. You guys, I had several comments where people was like, well, no, duh. Like, no, duh, they would need an interpreter. She can't speak English. Did you not watch the show? And I'm like, I'm just, we don't know for sure if it has to do with Lorena, but because of the Portuguese interpreter, that leads us to believe, like, of course, if I knew for sure this involved Lorena, of course I would know, well, that's why. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, I guess people misunderstood what I was saying here. I was just trying to figure out, okay, clearly it's Lorena. They had a Portuguese interpreter. She speaks Portuguese. Some people was like, duh. And I'm like, oh, my bad. As a condition of the potential domestic violence charges, unconfirmed reports mentioned that he may have to vacate the family home, which I think is so wild because y'all, Garrick has a whole nother wife at the house, two kids at the house, and his in-laws live there. Can you imagine right now that situation at that big old nice fancy house? Living in a house, Lorena, like say you're Lorena, with your baby who's like 4.5 months old, your abuser's other wife, and the rest of his family. Because Garrick is really close to Danielle's family. So can you imagine how like awkward that is for her? And I'm assuming she would have to stay there. I'm assuming Lorena probably, she's still like, she isn't, is that a hair right there? Yeah, that's a hair. She's not a citizen yet. She can't work yet. So she probably doesn't have like a lot of money that's not his. So does she have the ability to go stay in a hotel? You know what I'm saying? Probably not. So she's like, I have to stay here. I have nowhere to go. I have no other family. Like I can't go home. Like so I'm stuck in this house. But she's stuck in a house where Danielle lives. There are other kids. Danielle's parents live with them. It's 4 kids now, so it's Danielle's baby. But I think I said 2 kids. So yes, the baby, Danielle and Garrick's baby, the 2 boys they have, and um Lorena's baby. Yes. Yeah. So basically Garrick has had a wife for like 20 years, many girlfriends, and no one ever said anything close to him being violent, but new wife comes in and now he gets arrested. Yes. That is what's happening here. And listen, Lorena seems very sweet, but I can't tell you how many comments I've seen. Like, oh, I like she was kind of shady to me the way that she came in, like like agreed to the marriage so quickly, didn't have any type of jealousy issues, but like all the other girls, even like you could tell they kind of struggled around Danielle. Lorena didn't, and now she's saying that he abused her. So like like apparently, if you get like if you are an immigrant and you come here to be on a K-1 visa to be with your person, and you are a victim of abuse, it's much easier to like stay or whatever. I really need to look into that to see exactly what people are talking about. If Lorena divorced him, Danielle and Garrett could be screwed. She could take so much. Well, they did sign a prenup, and here's where we are going to figure out just how good that prenup may be. I mean, maybe the other girlfriends were never with him long enough to really see that side of him. But okay, yeah, and Danielle does seem like the type that she would literally put up with whatever from Garrett. She seems pretty all about Garrick. So it says he custody detail bonded out, but on another form that I seen, it said the bond was like $0. And here is everything related to him. Garrick Merrifield, date of birth, date filed. That was 11/24 open, and it says here description DV in Chaffee County. I think I'm saying that right. Chaff County, Chaffee. Um, Down here, this is where it's just their divorce, dissolution of marriage, and then some tickets, motor vehicle, motor vehicle, motor vehicle. I think those are just tickets. Um, Here, okay, so here's his hearing, right? Here's where they brought in the Portuguese interpreter, and over here, as you can see right here, that looks like Lorena standing there. So one could assume all of this involves Lorena. I mean, I think that's a pretty good assumption. Up here, Garrick Merrifield, his birthday, uh, primary attorney in charges, telephone obstruction service, status null, class one, class M misdemeanor, class one misdemeanor. Sorry. The offense date was November 22nd, which was Saturday. Description. Okay, so it says description 11/24 affidavit for arrest warrant. Same day, warrant upon affidavit. Same day, law enforcement warrant canceled, probably because he was picked up. And then a notice, mandatory protective protection order granted. So there was a protective order put in place too. So Garrick is, I mean, he's not allowed to even be around Lorena at this point. This, I think, is where it breaks down what those charges could be. It says class one misdemeanor for obstructing a telephone service. This charge involves intentionally preventing or delaying a message through a phone line or other device, which could include cutting wires, physically taking a phone from someone, or disabling a device, especially when someone is trying to make an emergency call. The alleged offense occurred on November 22nd. Some notable details surrounding his arrest is bond hearing. Garrick attended a virtual bond hearing where a Portuguese interpreter was present, sparking speculation about the involvement of his wife, Lorena, who is from Brazil. Lorena's status. Fans have noticed that Lorena and her daughter have been largely erased from the Merrifield social media accounts, leading some to speculate that she may have left the family. And here is just a copy again of oh, that was interesting too, is he was assigned a public defender. Because I'm like, y'all know they allegedly have money, they have this business, they have this money, but he was assigned a public defender. Which is now down here it says primary attorney, and I'm wondering if he was just assigned a public defender that day, and once he gets out, he'll hire his own attorney to represent him. But maybe in the moment, he was like, "I don't have a representative," and they were like, "Okay, we'll assign you a public defender." I don't know. I'm very I don't know. But down here it says same thing we went over a while ago. Mandatory protective order. Um, Bond status, bond set amount $0, set type no bond, post amount, adjusted amount, same, whatever. Oh, in here. Yeah, just oh, and I do have, listen, I've also seen, or unless everything's in, you know what I thought? What if everything's in Danielle's name? Like, what if the business, like before he got married, he put the business in Danielle and Danielle's brother's name? Honestly, that's what I would do. Like, that's what he should have done. That way it would be protected. But I've seen people commenting that Lorena had DV charges in Brazil. And please don't run with this and say Elle Bee said that Lorena has DV charges in Brazil. I don't know that. I just saw that comment pop up like 3 times. But I was kind of confused because I know it won't stop you from coming to the States, but it makes it harder for you to get your citizenship if you have charges like that. But she hasn't even went before anyone to get her citizenship, so maybe that'll come up when she does do that. Uh, it would be protected for Danielle, not him. You don't want to lose control. You're right. You're very right with that. But one thing that, now, mind you, they just got married last year. They've been married like barely over a year, I think. And I don't know exactly when they got married, but I'm saying this based off they introduced the baby like a week ago. Said the baby was 4 months old. On a clip for next week's episode, or a clip for, I saw a clip where they were talking about it's been 3 weeks since the wedding. It's been 3 weeks since they got married, and they were taking a pregnancy test. So I'm like, she got pregnant pretty quickly after they got married. The baby's only 4 months old. So 9 months plus the four, a little bit over a year. I thought okay, yeah. She got pregnant 3.5 months being here. Yeah, and like 3 weeks after they got married in October. Okay, so she's been here a little bit over a year. They have a baby already. Things did move kind of fast. For those people that's kind of side-eyeing Lorena, like, wow, she came here, she didn't have a problem, she came so quick, she got married so quick, she had a baby so quick. I don't know. Anyways, here's a clip where they're talking about the prenup because that was a big point of contention during the show. Is they needed this prenup done before they got married, and they were running out of time to marry Lorena before she would have to go back to Brazil. So they were kind of in this pickle of like, do we go ahead and go through with marrying Lorena so we don't run the risk of her getting deported and just do a post-nuptial agreement? That was something that Garrick brought up in a scene we're about to watch, where he's like, maybe we can just do a post-nuptial agreement because we're down to the wire now. If we can't get somebody to sign up on this prenup, then we're going to have to do a post-nup. And they're discussing the prenuptial agreement in this clip. And Lorena specifically says, like, I don't want anything that him and Danielle built together. So if Lorena does happen to try to take him for everything that he's worth, they do at least have this clip that Garrick's attorney would have to argue that they could bring in, in his defense. Like, listen, she said she didn't want none of this. But I do know a lot of times judges will not bring in clips from TV shows. They will not allow you to use clips from reality TV shows in your court cases because reality TV is not always reality TV. And it could have been scripted. So sometimes they won't let you bring this kind of stuff in. But if Lorena tries to take him for everything that he has and take him for things that he had acquired before they got married, this could potentially help him if it was allowed to be brought in. But here's a little clip real quick.
Way it would be done tomorrow.
That's not it.
Just the time frame involved. She said there's no way it would be done tomorrow from what she's telling me.
Did you tell her we already have the document?
I told her we have the document. I told her that.
We need to get the marriage license immediately over to the immigration lawyer.
The key is the prenup.
We actually have to have her adjustment of status done or she can be deported.
Meu Deus.
Well, I mean, worst case scenario, I guess there's such a thing. This law firm in Colorado says, I've never even heard of a post-marital agreement. So that's after, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't feel comfortable with that.
I'm so glad Danielle felt comfortable enough in that moment to speak up and say, no, I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't know if post-nuptial agreements hold weight as much as prenups. Maybe they do, but what if you wait and you both agree, okay, we're going to sign this prenup, and then y'all get married and sign the marriage license, and then you're like, I really don't want to sign it. I'm not okay with it. Actually, I didn't read those last two lines, and I'm not good with some of it actually, so I'm not gonna sign it. So, no, Danielle, glad you spoke up on that one.
You risk if one party doesn't want to sign at that point. They don't have to, and you're already legally married. We need the prenup first.
Não understand. You não confortável? Não entendo.
Not comfortable.
Oui, por quê?
It puts me in a vulnerable spot if things aren't done right.
Se ele tá casando comigo é porque ele confia em mim. Não quero me apossar do que era deles, de direito, que eles trabalharam anos, mas que agora que eu cheguei, então nós vamos começar um novo capítulo juntos.
Be okay.
Não sei.
Yeah.
Lorena is definitely my sister and I trust her. I think it's just like the scars of the past too, with especially Roberta mainly. And like people do things you never thought they would do, you know? Like I don't want the K1 visa to expire and Lorena to be deported, but I also want to think about myself and my kids and all the moving parts too. So we should research another law firm to see.
We just need to get this all figured out soon, so I think we should call another one. We have to get married tomorrow, but the prenuptial agreement has to be translated today. Do I postpone the wedding and take the chance of Lorena being deported? Or do I go ahead and get married to Lorena without a prenup and put at risk what me and Danielle have built the last 17 years? The way things are, I'm going to have to choose between my two wives.
Ooh, that's weird to say it like that. I'm gonna have to choose between my. I don't know. I would have been like right there if I was Lorena. I would have been like, actually, no, you're not choosing between your two wives. You're choosing between Lorena, who is a fiance right now, and your wife and your children. That's who you're going to be choosing between. So make sure you choose wisely, sir, because you're going to have 3 little kids looking up at you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, to say I'm going to have to choose between my 2 wives, I would have like elbowed him right there on the couch. Like, no, you're not. You're not choosing nothing because you're going to wait and we're going to get a prenuptial agreement. I am curious. Let's see. Give me just a second. I have a question for ChatGPT. It says there are protections in U.S. immigration law for people who entered on a K-1 visa, married their petitioner, and then experienced abuse. If you entered the U.S. on a K-1 visa, got married within 90 days, had a child, you are still eligible to apply for your green card, even if the marriage becomes abusive. Normally, your spouse would file a 130 petition, or no, an I-130 petition, or an I-485 adjustment of status. But if your spouse becomes abusive or refuses to help with your immigration paperwork, you do not have to depend on him to get legal status. You can self-petition under VAWA. I think I'm dyslexic. VAWA, Violence Against Women Act. It applies to any gender, not just women. If your spouse is a U.S. citizen and you are being abused, you can file an I-360 VAWA self-petition. After it's approved, you file for your green card without him. You must show that you married in good faith, not for immigration. I mean, I guess if you watch the show, okay, one could say, well, they did hurry up and get married for immigration, but they're saying it's out of love. Okay. You live with him. Abuse occurred, physical or emotional. He is a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. You do not need a police report. Evidence can be text, screenshots, statements from friends, or your own written declaration. Wow. All you need, holy crap, think about that. As someone that may want to get into the States, find you a man, come over here, you don't even need proof to say he is abusing me. You just a written statement. Actually, this is what's happening. That's okay. Wow. I mean, I guess it's good for those coming over here because if you're an immigrant and you haven't been here that long, are you really going to have a lot of friends? What if there is no evidence really? Are you texting him back and forth about him abusing you? You know what I'm saying? So I get it. There could be lack of evidence and lack of ways to prove that it happened. So I guess they just want to make sure they are like covering all the bases and that they can make it easy, even if there's no way to prove. Okay, so it says if your child was born in the U.S., the baby is automatically a U.S. citizen. This makes no difference of your citizenship timeline, but it can help support your case. Is citizenship easier or faster because of abuse? Here's the honest answer. VAWA speeds up your path to a green card because you do not have to wait on your abusive spouse. Once you get a green card under VAWA, you can apply for citizenship after 5 years, not 3, because the marriage rule doesn't apply under VAWA. But many people find that VAWA is safer and faster overall because they do not need the abusive spouse to sponsor anything. It's not faster, but it's much more possible and protected. You can also get a work permit, protection from deportation while your case is pending, access to certain benefits to help survivors. It says your husband cannot have you deported and he cannot take away your immigration process because of abuse. U.S. immigration specifically protects victims. I wonder if that's kind of what Jasmine is going through right now. Y'all know Gino and Jasmine? Because Gino says that Jasmine is a fraud, a scammer, and used him just to get to the States. But Jasmine says she loved him and that he was abusive. And she has a child, so wow. And I know he's threatened to have her deported. And Angela, from Michael and Angela's threatened to have Michael deported, but there was so much evidence there against Angela. Goodness gracious. So yeah, that is, she said on the show, she's not trying to take anything that they have acquired, that they have accumulated before marriage. But I'm like, really, how much could she be entitled to a year? She was a year, not less than a year, right? Like less than a year. Sorry, my computer is not one of the. No, they've been married a year. October was a year. So they've been married a little bit over a year. How much could they have acquired? I'm sure she has secured child support. She has secured alimony, or some sort of help. Well, when you bring somebody over, you have to sponsor them for 10 years. So, and then if she's a victim of abuse, she could get assistance, like it said. So I don't know if it's talking about like food stamps or housing or something like that. But yeah, you guys, this story is wild because it's so crazy. Garrick, Danielle's parents, all their children, Lorena's baby, all live in this house where apparently on Saturday the 22nd, something went down. And Garrick refused to allow Lorena to use the phone. It seems like she may have been wanting to call 911. He refused to allow that. And then on November 24th, he was picked up, arrested, spent the night in jail. And since then, Garrick and Danielle have removed all their pictures of Lorena off their social media. The only picture, Garrick has deleted all the pictures of Lorena, even promotional pictures. Danielle left up one picture, which is a promo photo or video from the season of Seeking Sister Wives, which you're supposed to put those up there. So that's the thing, is when you were on these shows, you have to put these clips up, the trailers, pictures, and that's the only one that she's left up. Danielle only left that one up when she did have a picture of her, Lorena and Garrick from when they got married. She also had the video from where they announced the baby, which is also interesting. Like, there is not even any evidence of the baby on their pages. Like, now what? Now what? If she was after anything from them, I would only suspect citizenship. I think she is someone who would work hard to make a good life. She just needed to get her and secure her citizenship. Maybe so. Maybe so. Now she has a baby. I'm just like trying to imagine. They have a family Facebook and she's not even on there. And she wasn't she on the family one? Like, I know there were these photos. Let me, I don't have them up here. Dang it. Never mind. Let me see if I have them. There was like photos of them with the baby, like this. No, never mind. I was like, I think this was on their Facebook, but People Magazine published this. I did not see that, Jay. I did not. But yeah, so we all know we're sure Danielle is going to be Team Garrick. She always is. But it just makes me wonder, how is that situation going on? Did Danielle? Could you imagine this? They're mad at Lorena. They're on Garrick's side. Lorena has nowhere else to go, so she's at the house with her baby. Could you imagine if everybody left the house because they didn't want to be there with Lorena? This is the home that they built, you know, after years of working hard, running their business, they build this big nice home. And then imagine if like they're not even living there anymore because the new wife and baby's living there because this drama's done happened. I bet they never considered that. I bet they never considered, how are you gonna feel if like she comes over, y'all get married and something happens and you leave. Do I stay there? Like, do we make her leave? She's not gonna have anywhere to go. That's just gotta be so weird to think about. Like you bring somebody into your home, they're there a little bit over a year, and then all of a sudden, like this situation happens to where the husband's gone. Well, now you want to be with him, and your parents don't want to stay there, so they come to y'all. So y'all are renting an Airbnb or a hotel to stay in while now the second wife has the house. It would just be so wild. But I am curious to wait to find out exactly what's going on because it is an ongoing investigation. When I sent in the FOIA, they messaged me back and said we can't give you anything because this is an ongoing investigation. So curious to find out more. Um, After a DV situation, isn't there a 72-hour period where the person can't have any contact with the other? I'm not sure, but there is a restraining order in place. Garrick at the time has a restraining order against him. It doesn't say, who placed it, but we could imagine. I'm just curious though, him and Danielle never had any DV problems. Yeah. And yeah. And two, there's rumors online, and please know this is rumors. I don't know if this is true at all, but I thought that it was interesting. If it is true, there are comments online that Lorena had a DV charge in Brazil. I don't know if that's true, but I would be curious to know if that is true. And definitely that would be interesting if she does, So I'm definitely going to look into that. But yeah, you guys, shocked, mind blown, did not see this. Never would have been on my bingo card that Garrick Merrifield would be arrested for like a DV charge. He just was too, I don't know, didn't strike me as, he strikes me as a lot. You know what I'm saying? Cult leader, weirdo. I mean, definitely a lot of things he strikes me as, but I didn't see this. So I am a little shocked. Don't know what to believe. But I'm gonna keep you guys updated. As more comes out, I'll hop on here. I'll post on my Facebook. I'll do little TikTok videos about it. I'll put stories up to kind of keep you guys updated as to what is going on with Gary. So, and tonight we're going to be live over on TikTok to watch the next episode of Seeking Sister Wives. This is so wild. We're literally going to be watching them tonight, Seeking Sister Wives, on after the wedding, knowing that now there's a RO. He's not allowed at the house. 8 o'clock tonight, you guys. And yes, I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. Tonight after the live, I will be, as soon as the live's over, I'm going to be, because we do have Thanksgiving tomorrow. And I hope everybody has Thanksgiving. You guys, if you don't mind, give this video a thumbs up. Come back and hype me up if you can. Leave a comment if you can. YouTube just hasn't been doing me any favors on promoting my content. So if you guys can help out in any way with a like, with a comment, with a hype, I would appreciate it so much. I'm in Illinois. My dad couldn't even come to my restaurant. Wow. That's so I guess there is for some places. Anyways, happy early Thanksgiving for those of you that I may not talk to before tomorrow. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.